So how has your parenting changed as your children have entered the teenage years?
Obviously, teenagers in this day and age, it's super tough for them. The social media thing, I didn't have to cope with growing up, so it's a whole new ball game. And hands up, I am messing this up left, right and centre. I don't know the rules, I don't know what is okay and isn't, but let's do this together. Let's chat about it, about what they think, and then I'll think what I think, and let's just be in a group and work out how we're going to do this. You know, what apps are good, what aren't, what's helpful, and you know, we learn by our mistakes. We're not going to get it all right, but I'm doing the best I can, and that's all I want them to know, that mum isn't perfect, and sometimes I get it wrong and sometimes I get it right, and we're just all learning this together, and apologising is huge as well.
Do you have other parents that you talk to about
all
teenagers?
the time, all the time,
Yeah.
And also people who have done the teenage years, looking to them, what has helped you. I'm continually asking questions for the people. I think it's really difficult though, because I think the social media and technology has come on so quickly. So I think it is a whole different season that I'm literally learning by the seat of my pants and just thinking, okay, God, you're going to have to help me here, because the generation above us didn't have to cope with some of this stuff. It's so accessible. Life is so accessible for our teenagers that you really, really need that Solomon wisdom that cuts through everyday stuff, that is straight from God. And I just need to know what that is for me and my family and for what's going on here. And it might be different to somebody else. And I've just got to be so in tune with what God's saying, and so reliant on him, on my knees. You're going to have to help me, God. I don't have this sewn up. I don't know the answers, but you do, and you love my kids more than I do, and that's what's important.
So how do you help your children stay strong in their faith, even in the midst of social media and a culture that's pulling them in different directions?
Yeah, I think it's a constant battle, but I think, again, I know I've said this so many times, but just talking to them about what are they looking at, especially Instagram is huge. So what images, do you think those images are true? Let's talk about this. How does it make you feel? And I think, for myself, I'm probably on it too much. So I bring it back to myself. It's very easy to point the finger at your children when actually they're watching you. And so I think I've got to be really true to how much time I'm spending on it and what's going on with me. And then I think, let's have a conversation. If they think I'm spending too much time on my phone, let's have a conversation about that. It doesn't have to be angry. It doesn't have to be a huge thing. It can be just an everyday conversation. Hey, Mum, sometimes you're on. We can have those conversations. And I think for them, again, we can chat about that. I have a rule of no phones at the table. They all love that rule. They like the feeling. We go for a holiday, and actually one of our rules is nobody takes their phone. And it's not a rule, actually it's something we have all decided. I decided to put my phone, not take it, and so one by one they love that time of just switching off and unplugging and just being together. I think they have had to become more aware of, the truth and the lies on social media in particular.
So have you taken an interest in your children's lives? Have you got any examples of how you stay connected to them?
Yeah, I think there's, again, as I was saying, I think it's trying to keep connected wherever there are. One of them is really sporty, so just supporting her on the sideline of the football pitch. And then one of them loves Fortnite at the minute, and I know which is a game which they can get quite addicted to. And I think that, there are obviously issues with how much screen time should they be on these games, and everyone's got a different opinion, and I really value it. I haven't got this right, by the way. I'm just saying that what I have found being really helpful is, rather than be cross with them for gaming or, being on a screen, is to come alongside them and see why these games are addictive, and understand actually 3 minutes to the end of Fortnite, maybe their dinner can wait until 3 minutes, because when you sit and you've played the game, you understand it's like turning off a film 3 minutes before the end. They're just there, it's ready, they've nearly completed it. And once you've sat with them and understood the game, I don't know, there is an understanding there between you of, okay, when does this next game finish? Okay, it finishes in 5, have a togetherness on it. Okay, in 5 minutes, can that be the last game? Because then we're just going to have dinner or we're going to have time out. So again, it's not like this huge distance of what you think and they're really passionate about. It's an understanding of that and alongside and being together in something. I've sat there and played the game. I understand how addictive it is. I get it. You're on there and you're like, I'm nearly finished. And so I think, again, just being alongside, understanding, why they feel so passionate about these things and why, and then again, talking about the dangers of that. This can be quite addictive. Are there any other things that we could do now? Because maybe we need to have a break from this. So I think just continually talking and chatting about where each of them are at and what their passions are and why they're passionate about that, I think is really important.